I am Tammy McCullough. I am Randy's, well, I would say favorite niece, but, so when I was born, 2 years later, my sister was born, Randy was 8 years old. So my mom was 13 years older than him. Y'all can do the math and figure out how old she is. So, you know, as I've been thinking about this, I thought, oh God, can you imagine? You're 8 and you're the baby of the family, and now these two little bratty, little precious granddaughters. So it kind of explains some of why he probably just messed with us all the time, because we were probably irritating. But here's some stories that I remember. But before I tell that, I want to say thank you, Robbie, Kathy, Rick. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for lunch today. This was so nice, and thanks for the stories. We really appreciate it. So when I was 5, my sister was 3. She had to go to the hospital for asthma. So I went and stayed with my grandparents, you know, and I'm sure Randy was not thrilled. But I remember vividly that he went outside and I followed him out. There's a little curb on the driveway, and he stood on the curb. He had his ball and bat, and he was gonna hit a few balls. And I stood there right next to him on the curb, and he threw his ball in the air and went whoop to swing, hit me in the eye, gave me a black eye. I'm sure he was horrified. He probably got dropped out by my grandparents. They had to take me to the hospital to make sure nothing was broken. So he probably was really irritated with me then. And then there was a time that we went over there, and he had learned some card trick where you pick a card and then he shuffles the deck, and you tap on the deck and he turns it over, and it's your card. It's the one you picked. That was so cool. He did it 2 or 3 times, and it worked every time. And I'm like, tell me how you did that. Tell me how you did that. And he wouldn't tell me. So I think I probably cried all the way home and kept on crying and whining about it until the next time we went over there, he was forced by my grandfather to tell me how he did it. But I could still say I was his favorite. In concerts, he loved concerts, he loved music. I remember as a teenager when he wasn't home, I would sneak off into his bedroom where we probably weren't supposed to go. He didn't want us in there. And I would play his records. I was so careful. He taught me how you handle a record. Very gently, but his Don McLean American Pie was my favorite one. And I would play it over and over. And when he caught me, he was not happy that I was playing his records. I'm like, I'm taking care of him. So then as an adult, I was probably early 20s. So that made him late 20s. And my aunt, his other sister, she said, let's go to Houston, or he may have said that. Let's go to Houston and let's go to the Astros game, because he loved his baseball. And let's go to Astroworld. That's back when those things existed there. So we went, we had been at Astroworld all day. We came back and we were going swimming. Me and Randy, we were going to the pool. We were hot. So we suited up. We get down to the pool. Well, it's after dark and they locked the gate. So I'm like, oh, he's like, no, we'll just jump the fence. We'll just jump the fence, which is not just a normal chain link fence. And I'm like, you sure? Yeah, come on. So he being much taller than me, he climbs over that fence and he's over there. Well, I think he puts a chair. I'm straddling the fence, and here comes security for the hotel.